Welcome to Ellis Mowers and More. Today on this video we're going to look at this Toro Grandstand and a common issue that I have to replace about every 6 months to a year for this client just because of a flaw in one of the parts. So let's go ahead and get started. So here is the Toro Grandstand. This does get used commercially. It does cut quite a few yards a year and gets used probably 3 to 4 days a week during the mowing season. Basically most all day. One thing I have to do every 6 months though, this thing is a very solid mower and I don't think that this should be something that really deters you from buying one of these. But at this particular model of Toro Grandstand has one of these throttle cables here that the little slot for it to stay in the rabbit position, fast position, gets worn out over time. And what it'll do is, vibrations and stuff will cause this to slowly retract. And I've tried a few things of like fixing the cable for them, but they don't seem to work or last very long, and so it's just kind of a plastic piece that gets in there and causes issues. It's not strong enough for the springs and everything that's actually on the engine. So I'm going to show you how to take this off here next. I'll show you the model number for this so that you have an idea of what model I'm talking about. It's a 2018 model year. It's a 74505. Come back here, I'm going to show you, I've tried different ways of doing this. The best way it appears to me to do this is to take off the knee or pad here, the little pad that goes on the back for the stand on, from the bottom, because from the top you've got a couple of nuts in here and you basically can't get them out, nor can you really reach them to hold on to them while you're trying to put them on. So I take it off from the bottom here. These two bolts right here, there's a little plastic washer, a little spacer in here, and a couple other washers and a nut, some 9/16. Then that allows you to access the gas tank, which is just a few 9/16, the gas tank plate here. And I'll take these off real quick while we're here. And then you take that plate off, and this allows you to reach the gas tank. And the gas tank, they have hoses long enough to where the gas tank just comes out like so. Then what you can do, a lot easier because the gas tank's out of the way now, is you can get up under here, and there's two 10 millimeters. You can see I actually had to replace one because it fell down into the abyss one time. But you got two 10 millimeters right there. You'll take those off, and I'll show you here in just a second. Let's see where you take it off of the engine. You've got a choke cable here on the top. So the one that you're going to take off is this bottom cable here down on the bottom. And it just links in to the throttle mechanism right here. So that's how you take it off. I'm going to go ahead and take those two 10 millimeters off. They're just locking carriage bolts on the top, and usually that's 5/16 down here on the bottom. And then you take it off. We'll put the new one on. So I've done what I mentioned earlier. I've taken the throttle cable off of the end of the linkage down here and taking the 10 millimeter bolts out of here. You do have to unscrew the ball up top in order to get it off, but it does just come off really as easy as that once you're able to access it. And again, so this area here on this throttle cable, just to give you an idea, is like a little plastic bushing on the inside here, or just like a little plastic piece. And over time, that just, throttling up, throttling down, wears it out. to where the little groove gets worn out inside it, and it will not stay up. And it can't overcome the spring pressure from the throttle mechanism, at least on this machine. I don't know if it's an issue on other machines, but I know I feel like I have to replace this for him every 6 months to a year. The new cable, and I will put the description link down in the description below, but I have one on deck for him already, right here. Basically all it does is it routes around, starts over on this corner, routes around just like the choke cable, but then deviates from the choke cable once you get up to this area, and then just sits in here. So it's pretty easy to route. Usually I think I would just route it underneath, just like around there, slide it up in here with the where it goes with 10mm bolts, and put them in like so, and then I can just slide the cable over here. I usually put it in the hole before I put it in the little bracket. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. It seems like it's a little in the opposite direction like it needs to go, but we'll get it here. There we go. So I don't know if y'all can see it very well, but we're going to just slide it in basically. Then again, it's the bottom cable, so you don't have to unscrew that all the way. For now, what we're going to do, because let's see, it is all the way, just make sure your throttle is all the way out whenever you put it in, which I think it's, let's see, that should be all the way up. If I can pull it, there's a little groove that this sits in, and we'll just screw this in. Like so. Tighten it down. Don't take this too tight. Just use a little ratchet like I'm doing, because it is easy if you use something significant that you can strip these. So you don't want to do that. A little bit tricky to hold it with one hand and tighten it down with the other, but we've got it here. There we go. Alright, and then on the other side up here, you'll throw it around, and I'm going to wrap it around this area right here. A lot of times I zip tie it on the other side. We'll go underneath this hose, and then grab one of the screws here, and stick it through. And I already had the cable all the way up, so I'm going to hold that right there with the carriage bolt, get up under here, and thread the nut on. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side here. And then you can double check yourself after you get it on, just to make sure that you're right. And so I'm going to put that on, double check my work down on the bottom, make sure that the throttle works correctly, and then I'll show you how to put everything on back onto the back side there. So I'll give you all one look. Again, the throttle for all the way up is going to be close to this bolt here, as you can see. So we got full throttle on into this hook here, through this, around, kind of zip tied in this general area, and then up top you got your 2 bolts with your 2 nuts underneath here. And now this throttle cable, you can see it locks in like it's supposed to, and should be good for another 6 months or so. We'll just double check everything before we call it here, and everything's good. So now we're going to come to the back here and get everything back on. I showed you how to take the plate off, so I'm going to go ahead and put the gas tank on and the plate here and get y'all set up so that y'all can see how everything else goes here next. Alright, so we're going to put the little piece down here again. All I did was just use a bungee strap to tie it and wrap it around to keep it out of the way. Like I said, I've done taking it off the top here before, and it's just not fun. Also, you can get by with not taking any of this off if you want to, but you've got to have tiny hands, and you will most likely lose those nuts that are underneath the thing there. So let's see. So we've got the carriage bolt that goes first, followed by the washer, and then this little spacer thing here. All of that's going to go in together like so. So there we go, guys. This mower has got 1,100 hours on it, 1,142. The guy who owns this, he had 2 of them. I don't know if he's bought a new one, upgraded, but he loves these things. And really, the only negative, the only drawback is that throttle cable for him every 6 months, which is probably every couple hundred hours, every 6 months to a year, ends up not staying up just because of the design flaw. Honestly, if that's the only design flaw this thing has, I think it's alright, considering some of the trash that's being put out there today. But yeah, so it's all done. Ready to go back to him, and I'll have another one at the ready for him here in a few months whenever he has to get another one replaced. Obviously, there are other workarounds, not really with the cable because I've tried it before, but you can put like a little bungee or something around the throttle so that it stays up and doesn't, fall down. But, if you're commercial on the go, spend a few bucks, get it fixed, and you're good to go. You're going to make that money back very, very quickly. Thanks again for watching. I do hope that y'all found this video helpful. If you are looking at a Toro Grandstand, and if you need to replace one of these, that's how you do it. That's the easiest way I've found to do it. Feel free to put in the comment section if you've done this job before, and if there are some things that could be done differently that would make your life a little bit easier, make my life a little bit easier as well. I'm always open to that also. Thanks again, y'all, for watching, and I'll catch y'all on the next small engine repair video.